G'day legends, welcome to a new video. In this one, it's an editing one. I'm going to take you into Photoshop and show you an amazing tool. It's called the Remove tool and it was released into Photoshop probably a bit less than a year ago, but I've been using it for many months myself and it is giving great results. So I've been using Photoshop for around 24 years now, and the only way to remove things effectively in Photoshop was, well, there's plenty of ways to do everything, but the healing brush and the clone stamp tool were the two ways to remove things that you didn't want in photos to make your photos look better. And it worked pretty well, but now they have introduced a remove tool, and if you're not using this, you've got to get around it. It is doing such a better job in a fraction of the time. So I'm going to take you into Photoshop now and show you this amazing remove tool in some of my surf photos. Okay, so to start off, I'm going to show you a relatively easy one for it to do. So great little surf photo of a guy tucking into the barrel, but this little head popping up here sort of distracts and looks really out of place and weird. So this is a great opportunity to use the remove tool. So over on the left-hand side, it has got your spot healing brush, your remove tool, your healing brush. That's where you found the old healing brush, but it's also now got the remove tool in the latest version of Photoshop. So just select that. Sometimes when you're coloring in, it doesn't work as well as circling it. So I can just circle the object and boom, it replaces it with the water, gets the depth of field right, and it's clean. So very minor action in this photo, but just the eye sort of gets drawn to this little useless head that's not contributing to the photo. So you get it removed and then you hone in on the actual thing that you want to look at in the barrel shot. So we're going to get more complicated as we go, but this one's another easy one. Nice air shot from the water, wide angle, but we've got someone duck diving here that sort of just doesn't add to the photo once again. So you can either go up to your remove tool here, or you can just hit J on your keyboard. So that's a keyboard shortcut that's set up. That'll bring up J, but you've got to have this tick in remove tool, because if you use the healing brush last time, it will just use that. But once again, we just paint over the subject that we want removed, and voila, that one's gone. You can do it a couple of times until you get the result that you like. Small little edit in that case, but makes a difference. Okay, now we're going to get a little bit more advanced. We're going to really test how good this remove tool works. So we've got a picture taken at Noosa of a very talented longboarder, and only so often does a longboarder get a hang 10 where the board comes out this far out of the water. So the action looks great, but the photo is really stuffed up by this poor fella's getting dropped in on, but he's also, for me, ruining this picture because, it just doesn't look right. And there's also this guy down here, and if we can remove them, my picture is going to be so much stronger. So once again, we select the remove tool, and you can make this tool bigger or smaller using the brackets on your keyboard. And in this case, I am going to just draw around the outline of him. I've got a feeling when it's a subject like this, instead of coloring him in like you can with the other ones, I'm just going to go right around him, so it really gives the tool an idea of what I want removed. And then you just let go and he is gone. She's no longer dropping in on anyone. So yeah, that's good. You can clean up, you can just paint over a few things if you want to just clean up the top of that. There's a few highlights there, there's like a little highlight there, and you can leave those little speckles in as if you like, but yeah, it's a really good one just to clean up just little areas that don't look good. So for this guy, we're going to use the same thing. I'm just going to go up to here, and I've got it ticked on, so remove after each stroke. So when I hold it down, as soon as I hold it down with the mouse, so let's try it for this little distracting person here. When I hold it down, I'm holding in my mouse, and as soon as I let go, it does the work. Now, if you have this up here on your toolbar, remove after each stroke, I've got it ticked on, but if you've got it ticked off, well, then you can do that, but it will keep it there. And then you can go over here and do that, and it won't do anything until you press the enter button. So if you prefer it to do it like that, if you're doing multiple bits and then you want to do it later, you can do it like that. Same with if you draw around a section, it won't do the work until you push enter. Just seems to be faster for me to have that ticked, but that's just an option for you depending on how you want to work. So once again, we've got this guy down duck diving in the foreground. He's not adding to the photo. It's going to be way less distracting and more honed in on the surfer if I just draw around him, and right away that's done an amazing job. So you can just clean up these little things that turn a photo from just absolute chaos, which Noosa is most of the time, to tell you the truth, to a really good clean photo of this girl hanging 10. So it's not often, like I said, that there's that much lift in the board. So I really love this photo, but it's a bit of a write-off because of old mate in the background, and now it's a strong surf photo. So the remove tool's excellent for that. So if we go into the healing brush instead, this is the old way of doing it. In the healing brush, you have to hold in, you have to choose where you're sampling from. So I hold in Option on a Mac, and then I draw over him, but then I've got it's just not as clean, and it's like a lot of more fussing around and not as perfect as what we had before. It's doable, but you're almost sort of creating, you're copy and pasting things over, and it's just not as clean as the new way of doing it with the remove tool. So hopefully you're getting what I'm saying. This is a recent photo that I took. It's not an absolute winning shot, but I was shooting with the sun, so my shadow, and you'll get this when you're shooting with the sun, sometimes your shadow comes into the photo, and I don't want it to be there. So once again, select that remove tool, and I think in this instance I will draw around that subject of that shadow, and we'll see how it goes by doing that. So now we've gone from, gosh, how am I going to ever, that's ruined the shot that the photographer's in there, and now that's gone, and it's a salvageable shot. And the last one I'll show you is, this guy's name's Tom, and he's an absolute legend photographer, and he was over in Noosa getting some shots. I sort of like him in the photo, but you might just want the photo of the surfer. So once again, in this case, if it's a subject, I sort of draw around the guy. It doesn't have to be like too precise either. It can be pretty off, and photography be gone. So before and after. So that is a wrap on today's video. If you want to see more of these type of videos, I'll be releasing editing videos around about once every 1 to 2 weeks, and just be diving into using my surf photos, generally my water photos, my travel and adventure photos, just to get little tips to get your editing that much better. I'd love you to reach out, ask any questions anytime, and yeah, hit the subscribe button, keep this channel going, and let's see where we go from here.